Hello guys, welcome to the first ever Analog C-Stick. Now this is what we've been talking about for a little while. These are going to be our shorter episodes that we record over Discord. Hopefully the sound quality is still pretty good because we're recording with our mics that we use for streaming and for normal recording. But these are going to be short, little focused bursts of all the analog that you've come to love, just in pure audio form and on very specific topics.
Yeah, so the idea is we'll take a smaller issue and kind of do a deeper dive into it. Typically on our analog episodes, we kind of just let things take their course. But this will give us an opportunity to focus a little bit more and give you guys really more consistent content to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And this will also make it easier for us to get guests and stuff who may or may not be able to
be there for a full episode. Yeah,
exactly.
Yep. But yeah, audio content, guys. We're actually a real podcast now, as opposed to being a fake video cast or vodcast, as they call it. All right, so first topic, guys. It is February 28th today, and some very important stuff happened this week. First of all, it was my birthday. Secondly,
happy birthday!
Thank you, Rishi.
By the time this releases, my birthday will also have passed.
Wait, what? When's your birthday?
It's on Saturday.
Oh, fuck. Well, that might not be true. I might get it out.
Okay, well...
It might come out on your birthday.
It's hard to say based on who's listening, at what time they're listening.
That's a good point. But no,
big shocker, we're both Pisces.
I know, right? What a shocker. We are two fishes together. That's all right, but guys, EVO. Melee didn't make it in. What was your initial reaction?
Yeah. So I was not watching it live because I was actually so one of my best friends' birthday was also this week.
Okay.
And we were seeing a show on Broadway for her birthday. Yeah, exactly. At Zeno, I sat down to play someone in the old tournament, and he was like, "Oh, I'm friends with Zane." I was like, "Oh, cool." I hate that guy.
That's Will, who I was talking about. He said he zeroed the death to the first stock, and then you fucked him up.
He lost that game. That was okay. I'm already getting off topic, man. Anyways, we're gonna be.
You didn't see it live. You didn't see it live.
Yeah. So I didn't see it live because we were in a show. So I turned my phone on afterward, and I have a message already in my inbox, and someone messaged me and just said, so guess what's not going to be at EVO this year? And I was like, no, I already know. So then I checked Twitter and I just tweeted out, I just asked, what was their reasoning? Because I'm curious. I knew it was a possibility. And if they were going to do it, it would make sense to have it be the first year that Ultimate is here. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. You could make an argument. And people's responses to my tweet was basically... they didn't have a reason.
Yeah, they didn't. So I tuned in at the very end. I was coming home, and so I saw, Melee always gets revealed at the end because Mr. Wiz likes to fuck with everyone. But
yeah, I think one year they did it at the very beginning, so they could just get it out of the way.
Yeah, but so I saw at the end, and so I saw Samurai Showdown, and then I saw Unist get revealed, and my initial reaction. So I said to Allie, to my girlfriend, I was like, "Oh my God, Melee's not going to make it into EVO," and she went, Oh, Zane, I'm so sorry. That sucks so bad. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm trying to process how I feel. I think I'm fine.
I was having a very similar conversation with a friend of mine, and I was also like, I don't think I'm broken up about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of elements to it that do suck.
Right.
Quite frankly.
No, for sure. So I did an interview with Prague at EVO last year. Mm-hmm. And, Mr. Wiz was doing his classic old carrot and the stick thing of maybe Melee won't be here next year, blah, blah, blah. Melee players need best of 5 for every match in top 64.
His sassy tweets.
Yeah, anyways. So I said to Prague, so what do you think about Melee next year? And he went, I wouldn't be surprised if this were Melee's last year. That wouldn't surprise me. And I think that we as a community have the methods to move on and to find other stuff. But then he also said, listen, EVO has a really, really special place in my heart. All this sponsorship stuff, all these jerseys and everything, that all comes from EVO. That is all because of EVO. And it really is true. In 2013, the doc and EVO are hugely responsible for Melee growing into what it is.
Yeah, I basically feel the same way where, like, I'm not that concerned for Melee that EVO is not going to be at Melee. But I do agree that Melee does hold a special place in my heart. Not just because Melee wouldn't be... Sorry,
we know Melee holds a special place.
I said Melee, okay. Not just because Melee wouldn't be where it is today thanks to EVO, but because, like, EVO was the first tournament I traveled to outside of my region.
Oh, true.
And then the second time I went to EVO was when I almost beat Armada.
Right.
And then the last time I went to EVO is when I beat Mewtwo King.
Wow.
And, like, every year, like, you know, we get a room with the homies. Like, I've stayed with Nintendo every year, and, like, Junebug has come. Like, obviously I go and hang out with my brother. And it's just, like, it's one of the few tournaments where you just know, like, most of your friends are gonna be there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be in Vegas, and, like, you don't have to, like, gamble or party to have fun. Like, it's still a happening place, you know.
And and those tournaments where you know most of your friends are going to be there are dwindling more and more. I mean, it's no secret
they really
that Melee entrant numbers are going down. And people who have been the old guard for a really long time are not coming out as much. I don't think that's really a sign Melee's dying. It's just
not at all.
It's a different scene. But EVO was where you knew everyone was going to be, because not everyone's going to go to fucking Big House because it sucks. We've talked about this. Like, Big House is a great tournament, but the area sucks. And then Genesis, like, people will go, but for a lot of people, it's like, the one thing about Big House that was really nice is that being in the Midwest, just having it be a little bit easier to travel to for people meant people would go to it. Genesis, you see a lot of East Coast Smashers just like, no, I can't go to Genesis, dude. Are you kidding me?
And it's just convenient for all the West Coast people, so... Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of elements to it that do suck. Like, EVO's one of the tournament. It's one of my favorite events every single year, and not just because of Melee, but because, like, I'm a fan of fighting games. Even if I don't understand other fighting games as well, like, I enjoy being in the arena and just kind of absorbing the spectacle of it. Like, when I went to EVO for the first time and I saw, you know, Mango on the top 8 stage, and I was just like, on my feet, like, kind of just being a fan.
So, did we have the same first EVO, 2015?
2015, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah. Yeah, we've talked about this before on the show, but EVO 2015, God, that tournament, one of the best in-person experiences of all time, not for the tournament experience, but from a spectator experience. EVO 2015 had...
The tournament experience sucked.
Yeah, but it had an insane amount of Melee entrants. And they relegated us to a corner, and it was a sea of people. I've never...
Oh my goodness, dude.
Never seen a tournament that was as crowded as EVO 2015. So there were nearly 2,000 people at EVO 2016 for Melee. 2015,
if you guys are having trouble picturing it in your mind, you've seen it. You've seen the clip of Chu yayazing on Hugo after making his Sopo comeback several times.
Chroma's in the background there, and he just looks so crestfallen. But even
and then where Drug Fox took a game from Leffen, right?
The Hungry Box TV slap.
Yeah, all of that. That's the corner that we're talking about.
Yeah, and it was
insane.
It was straight up, like, I don't know, maybe like 1,500 square feet. It was, which for that many people, it's puny.
Yep.
And it was, I remember, this is one of my favorite stories of EVO 2015. So at the end, they were just running stuff. So there was a stream-ish setup, which is where Hugo versus Chudat happened and other matches like that. But it was just a setup in the middle of everything. And then there was the mainstream setup, right? But they were running the matches just concurrently, and it wasn't like the more exciting matches were relegated to one stream or anything. They were at the same place in bracket. So to have the optimal viewing experience, you needed to be sitting next to the like normal setup so you could see what was happening, but have a view of the rest of it. So I was standing over there. I watched Hugo lose to Chu live. It's like one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had. But I remember in the middle of sitting and near the end, like an hour before bracket ends, Juggle Guy walks over, right? And Juggle Guy has a chair with him. And this is like standing room only.
Yeah,
and Juggle Guy
really
puts down the chair next to me. And he puts his backpack on the chair. And I didn't like know Juggle Guy well, but I just looked at him and I was like, are you fucking kidding? I didn't say anything. I was just like, this fucking dude. Because he felt entitled to it. Like, which...
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, EVO dropping Melee, I think we feel the same. Like, it's like not that surprising.
Yeah, a lot of good memories with EVO. A lot of sick moments. But it was going to happen eventually. Like, Mr. Wiz has made it no secret how he feels about the Melee community. Right. You know?
So I did a little rant on Cheddar Sports about this. It was actually really fun. They gave me a minute to just rant about it.
That's awesome.
And I told they called the segment "Flipping Out" because I always flip my hair on the show. And there's a little animation for it. And I when they pitched the title, I was like, I don't know about that. Like, I'm not really an angry person in general. So flipping out sounds a little unhinged, but we went with it. And then when it came time to do it, I did go in because I only had a minute, so I worked myself up. But what I said there was, so by the numbers, I've seen a lot of people talking about, like, I don't get dropping Melee because money-wise, it doesn't make sense, right? Because Melee is consistently one of the highest entrants, and more than that, it is alongside, like, whatever game is headlining EVO, it's usually the best viewer experience. Yeah. So last year, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but DBFZ had the highest concurrence by far. It was like 256,000.
Yep. Followed
by technically Street Fighter, because Street Fighter had 216, but it was right after Ninja hosted, and Street Fighter's actual peak seems like it was more around 180. Meanwhile, Melee had like 209, and it was
a homegrown 209
in a 2 a.m. time slot.
Yeah.
Sorry, a 10 a.m. time slot. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Compared to last year, the year before that, Blaze Blue had the 10 a.m. and it had 96,000. Melee is also from the numbers in.
Didn't Melee also break the Saturday viewership record that year when it was
Saturday viewership the year before? Yeah, it broke this because it was at 200,000 on that year too.
It was at 200K in 2017.
Something.
I don't think it was quite 200K, but it did break the record, as far as I know.
It was really, really close, I think. I was looking this up. Here we go. I actually just pulled it up. You're probably right that it didn't No, it wasn't. 128K.
Yeah, that sounds more accurate.
Yeah.
But that was, that broke the Saturday viewership record. Like,
right. And the year before that, Melee was main stage, and it had 220,000, which is one of the all-time. It's in the top 3 peaks for viewership ever. The top 3 peaks for viewership at Melee ever are DBFZ this last year.
Yep. Which I was in the audience for, and it was great.
Then it's Street Fighter 4, 228,000 in 2015. That was the Street Fighter 4 Goodbye, which is an amazing top 8, by the way. And one of the reasons that EVO was also so sick, because it was a super sick Street Fighter top 8. And it was before they went to the Mandalay the year before, so everyone was there. Yeah, everyone snuck in.
Yeah, it's been the Mandalay since then. I snuck in there too.
Yeah, exactly. It was just in a separate ballroom, and it was sick.
Yeah.
And then
it was so worth it. Worth sneaking in.
And then Melee, which by that year was also 26. It was 206K, and then Melee in 2016 was 219K. It was the most viewed game the entire tournament. So, anyways, and Melee,
and a slight disclaimer that some of these years, Street Fighter had an ESPN.
Yes, that's true, which may have taken away viewers. Yes, but anyways, the point is, Melee is obviously a really, really good game for viewership. And so people said, why would you get rid of it? Because monetarily speaking, that doesn't make sense. And that argument is not actually correct, and I want to clarify that. Because, first of all, Nintendo doesn't pay any money to get Melee on. In the past, they've wanted Melee to actively not be on. I'm not entirely sure. I actually don't think that right now they had that much of a hand in getting rid of Melee, personally. It's hard to tell, but I don't really think so.
Okay.
But the thing is, Melee is a more expensive game to run because you have to pay Gaming Gen or someone to get you CRTs and to do all the labor. So it is one of the most expensive games to run. And then past that, since Nintendo doesn't pay for it, Mr. Wizard recouped that with Samurai Showdown, which looks like a sick game. It's weird that it's not going to be released until just before EVO, and it's obviously being paid for by SNK to be there, but the monetary cost got made up. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the point I was going to bring up as well. Like, no one is paying for Melee to be there.
Right.
Except for the people who are entering.
Right.
I mean, like, it does. One of the drawbacks of not including Melee is that Melee is one of the games that brings in a lot of unique entrants, so people that wouldn't otherwise be there.
Right, who have to pay the actual just venue fee and stuff.
Yeah, which makes me wonder. So I saw one of the clips of the reveal stream where they mentioned, like, oh yeah, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will be featured at EVO this year, which is bringing together players from all the Smash games. So it felt to me like they were kind of brought in to sell the narrative of Ultimate bringing players from other Smash games together, which is like materially untrue.
It's the most true that it's definitely the most
more
uniting
true
than it's ever been before.
It's more true than Smash 4, but like history is not necessarily there's not many good benchmarks to like make a statement like that off of. It's like, okay, cool. A couple of the top Melee players, really, when you're talking about Melee players who are taking this game seriously, it's Armada, Mango, Plup, Leffen, and like me and La Luna. Right. Like
what about
a couple
Hugo?
Other people.
What about Hugo?
Hugo.
What about Laud?
And HBox to an extent. Laud is not playing. He hasn't played Ultimate in like 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
He's been playing Melee. Yeah. It's really just a handful of people, and like maybe there's some casual overlap. But do you see like people who go to Melee locals stopping going to Melee locals? Like that's not happening.
Yeah.
So it's clearly like some sort of narrative that's coming from somewhere, and it's not coming from facts, really, as far as I can tell. Which makes me like a little bit. It makes me a little bit sketched out, because that was actually like that same line. I'm pretty sure came from who was it in the Smash Direct where they were talking about Ultimate, or was it like someone on Twitter?
No, I think it was JC. I think it was JC. It
was JC,
and like just the general line that was on like the Nintendo Versus Twitter and stuff of wanting it to be the game that was gonna bring everyone together. I think Sakurai said it in an interview or something.
Yeah, someone said like, we hope that wasn't it Reggie who said like, we're hoping that Melee players see the new game? Definitely a sentiment that has been pushed by Nintendo.
Absolutely. And we talked about it announced. We talked about it as being scary when it was a thing.
Because it was like, oh no, Dad doesn't realize that we don't want to move on from our current toy. Like, it's okay to have two toys.
Well, this is really well summed up by that tweet you made the other day, where you were talking about everyone debating whether Ultimate or Smash 4 blah 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 was better, and you went, I'll sum it up for you guys. Melee is better. And you did it as bait, but you got some people replying seriously like, oh my god, why do you have to create this division in this community? Which is so funny, because you're like the most excited for Ultimate player of anyone.
I think that's why it's fitting that I made that tweet.
Exactly.
It's like, you guys know how much Melee I've played since Don't Park? Most of the Melee I have played since Don't Park was my Genesis bracket. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even, like, not exaggerating whatsoever. I've played more games of Melee in my Genesis bracket than I have the rest of the time since Don't Park. I've just been playing Ultimate. And I still think Melee is like the greatest game ever made and the sickest game ever made. But I also like Ultimate.
Ultimate's fun. I've been playing it. I've been playing it a little bit more too. It's just hard for me because I have so many goals in Melee I would like to set. So, anyways,
I feel you.
Back on track with Evo. I said this in my rant too, that like in general, I'm really not upset by this news, and I'm really happy for Unist for getting in because
for sure,
Unist has a Melee-like story in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I had never heard of it until this week, but that's what people are telling me, and it's like, good for you guys. Like, I'm all for games who get pushed by community members, like homegrown community growth. I'm all for those games finding success. Like, it's not Melee holding a grudge towards any of those games. Like, they didn't make the decision to not include Melee, you know?
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know Unist, have you seen those photos of like people playing a fighting game in a bathroom and like in the showers and stuff?
No.
Okay, so anyway.
Is it a waterproof fighting game?
No. It's just all those fighting games are like people playing on laptop setups in a bathroom and stuff.
Okay.
All those photos are of Melty Blood, which is a really Melty Blood was known for a really long time as like it's the hardcore anime fighter that's really, really, really technically difficult. Kazunoko, who's known as like the god of defense and DB fighters, is known as having that defense because in Melty Blood there are so many ways to get mixed up, and Kazunoko was amazing at it, absolute goat at that game. Unist is like the spiritual successor to Melty Blood. It's a super, super technically demanding, fast-paced fighting game that had a small scene that cares for it a lot. So I would recommend people to check out Unist matches. It is hard to follow what's going on, and one of the things that makes Melee the greatest game of all time is that it's fairly readable, but it is a sick fighting game.
Cool.
Yeah. And then Samurai Showdown looks cool. It looks fine.
I actually haven't seen any of it yet, so...
I mean, I've only seen... It still doesn't have a release date. The only footage of it really is from that EVO announcement, but...
I'm always curious about games like that are designed to be played, like... When a new type... I don't know anything about this game, for the record, but when I hear, like, this new game is being designed for the purposes...
Rishi?
I'm still recording.
Rishi?
Hello? Yep.
Wait, talk again?
Yep.
Oh,
the Discord.
Now I got you. I think it was just Discord. Go from what were you saying? I don't know anything about.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. I don't know anything about Samurai Showdown, but I always get a little bit sketched out when I hear a dev kind of like building a game for the purpose of being played competitively like that. I don't know. That might just be like a perception. There's lots of games that are designed to be competitive that turn out just
interesting. Fine. You're such a Smash player.
Yeah, I want my games to be good on accident.
Exactly.
Not on purpose.
That's really, really funny. Samurai Showdown's a really, really old arcade series in general.
Okay, cool.
And it's made by SNK, who are also known for making really, really highly technical fighting games. I mean, SNK's main series for a really long time was King of Fighters, which was Leffen's main other fighting game because it's technically demanding.
And he's the king of fighters.
Right, exactly, because he has the ultimate genetics, ultimate gamer genes.
So Leffen,
oh man,
is Melee's last.
Can
EVO
you imagine
champion.
Transplanting 2013 Leffen into 2019?
Oh Lord, would you be on Team Leffen or Team Salem in that case? That's a harder choice to make.
A lot harder, probably Salem.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would be on team neither.
Because here's the thing is that well, okay, before Salem went like full ham on just Melee sucked.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I was a Salem fan until then.
I liked too, dude.
I liked watching him play.
He's a unapologetically queer Bayonetta main, and I love all of those. He
was sick to watch.
No, but so what I was saying is like, so 2013 Leffen, we all thought he was cool back then too. Like he was very annoying because he was younger, but we still thought he was cool. 2013 Leffen is literally like, we've reached a state of irony in gamer culture. Like, standard gamer culture is being ironic about gamers. That he would just be such a fucking joke. Because he's like, gamers rise up as a, like, actual thing personified. Right. 2013 Leffen.
Yeah, I like modern Leff. I'm a big fan of,
me too.
2019 Leff.
I'm a big fan of 2019 Leff too.
He's what we needed. Too many people are quiet, and he's loud, and I like it.
Yeah, Leffen's good. I want Leffen to do really well at Ultimate Summit.
Same. That'll be really exciting to watch. Maybe in the next C-Stick we can talk about that if it's interesting enough.
Right.
Especially if the Melee players don't all go 0-4.
Right, but this C-Stick is about EVO and other related things. So speaking of Salem.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of related.
So should the title of the Salem diss track be One Trick Phony or Liquid Fired?
So I really went back and forth on this. First of all, I was a little personally hurt. Because in the past, actually, Mike has consulted me on the titles of his diss tracks. I just want to say that. And the diss track of Chew that he had to take down, I forget why, but that I came up with the title for that one.
Which one was that?
I forget.
You don't remember the title that you gave it?
It was so easy.
You just know that you came up with the title, but you don't remember what it was.
Oh, no, No Chill. No Chill. I came up with No Chill, first of all. Okay. That's the Chillin' diss track. I came up with that.
Okay, sure.
That was my title. And then there was one that was a Chewed At diss track that I also came up with the title of.
No Chew.
I don't know. Anyways, I came up with that. But
cool.
But so I was a little hurt he didn't reach out to me. You can ask Mike about this. He'll tell you it's true.
Yeah.
I forget why he had to take down the Chewed At diss track.
One Trick Phony and Liquid Fired were Lod's ideas.
Right. So I think they're both really good because I think One Trick Phony sounds way better.
I voted for One Trick Phony.
One Trick Phony sounds way better.
One Trick Phony is so funny.
But I really like... Because this whole diss track is a joke. Like, they're all jokes, but this one is especially a joke because it's so protracted and, like, easy target bait that the fact that Liquid Fired is one letter away from another diss track they did. Like, to me, it perfectly encapsulates how lazy a clout chase this is.
Yeah,
which is why I voted for Liquid Fired. It's just like the remix.
Let's talk about how other ways in which it's lazy. Mike Hayes tweets like, "Hey, who wants to fly Chillin' out to SoCal so we can do a collab?" And then the same day, Chillin's sub goal on his stream for 30 subs is to reveal the mysterious smasher with whom he'll be collaborating on the Salem diss track. And Mike Hayes comes into the chat and he's like, "I wonder who it is. It's not me." And then Chillin gets to 30 subs and he's like, "It's Mike Hayes." And that was that. I literally said at the beginning of the stream, I was like, if you announce that it's Mike Hayes, I'm unsubbing. So I need to go and remove my resubscription to Chillin' Dude on Twitch.tv.
That is so fucking funny. Yeah, so I think I voted for Liquid Fired because I like how shitty it is. And I think Laud would understand that too. I think I was supposed to start hosting this podcast with Laud while you hosted a Smash podcast.
Yeah, seriously. Also, I definitely messaged Chillin a line that I told him he should use in the diss track. I'll repeat it for you guys here so you know that it comes from me in case he doesn't give me credit. I said, "Mr. Wizard, more like Mr. Witch, going up on trial with MVG Salem, bitch."
That's pretty good. This is a horrible delivery, but that's really good.
I wasn't trying to deliver it well.
No,
I wanted it to sound bad.
That was great.
Imagine if me and Laud co-ghost wrote the One Trick Phony.
That would be that's sweet.
Maybe we are. Maybe we are. For 100 subs, twitch.tv/Rishi.
For 100 subs, Chillin will reveal his ghostwriters.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're trying to keep these short. So is there anything else that we wanted to... Guys, these are shots of pure analog adrenaline. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Smash that C-stick. Just F smashes over and over again.
Was there anything else that we wanted to talk about with EVO? I felt like there was one other thing. Oh, Ultimate at EVO.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Ultimate is going to be at EVO. It's going to stay at EVO at least for a while.
Here's my question for you.
Oh, I know what you're going to ask.
Is Ultimate going to be the highest watched game at EVO?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to ask.
Oh.
The answer to that question is yeah. What is going to beat it? Samurai Showdown.
Like DB Fighters nominally, but I don't think so.
No, dude. DB Fighters is on Saturday this year, my man.
Wait, what?
Yep. DB Fighters did not make the Sunday slot.
Wait, they announced that?
I'm pretty sure. At least I thought that's what I heard somewhere.
Wait, what?
Unless maybe I missed something, but I could have sworn someone was saying that DB Fighters is not on Sunday this year. I don't know. Maybe I'm being crazy.
No, that's bullshit. There's no way. What? That'd be insane. Well, I'll look that up later.
Okay, yeah. I don't have a source on that. Someone said it, and maybe I got bad information. Either way, I don't think DB Fighters is going to beat Smash Ultimate in viewership. I don't think it's even going to be close.
Even if it's Sunday. Yeah, no, I think Smash Ultimate might set an EVO viewership record.
I think so too. I mean, come on, like
unless it gets ESPN viewership. In which case, that would detract from the
honestly, I think it might still.
It might still. No, yeah, you're right.
I honestly never really bought the ESPN Disney viewership argument.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of the people that watched it on those platforms, on those channels, were not going to watch it on Twitch.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that even with an ESPN or a Disney broadcast, Ultimate will probably break the record anyways.
Yeah, I think Ultimate will probably come pretty close to... I think it'll probably maybe be the second most entered game of all time, too. Because the most entered game of all time is...
Street Fighter 5?
No, it's... was it 5?
I thought Street Fighter 5 had like 4,000 entrants.
Is that the one where it had 4,000? Yeah, that was insane.
Because I think that was Smash 4's first year, too.
2016. Sure. Yeah.
Was that 2016?
Yeah, because 15 was Street Fighter 4's last year. So it wasn't Smash 4's first year. It was Smash 4's second year.
Oh, it was his second year. Okay, gotcha.
Let me see. EVO 20...
Wait, are you sure about that? I could have sworn that Street Fighter 5 was the same.
No, Street Fighter 5 was 2016. I'm 100% sure of that. EVO 2016 had
you're right.
5,000 entrants in Street Fighter 5. And then,
yep, that's what it was.
And then 2,700 in Wii U and 2,300 in Melee.
And wasn't there more overlap between Wii U and Street Fighter than there was between Wii U and Melee?
There was, yes, absolutely.
And on that note, Ultimate is really bringing together the Melee and Smash 4 communities.
It's doing more of it. It'll be interesting to see.
It is, yeah. I personally hope that more Melee players try Ultimate because I do think it's a fun game. I don't think anybody expects it to replace Melee. If you do, you're being delusional.
The thing is
both games are sick.
I find Ultimate very fun. I got embarrassed on stream again in Ultimate the other day. Although part of it was that our Ethernet adapter didn't work in Cheddar because we had one of the ones that doesn't fucking work, which
of course.
So it was on Wi-Fi, and I was playing, and I learned that Isabelle is a hard character to play against on laggy Wi-Fi because her neutral consists of spamming a move, spamming side B.
Sure.
So it was hard, but I probably still would have lost anyways. Anyways, it doesn't matter. That made me want to get better at Ultimate, right? I was like, oh my god, I suck so bad at Ultimate. I'm so shitty. I need to get better.
We'll play. I'll teach you.
Right. I'm down. But then I went home and I was like, I would like to get better at Melee more than I would like to get better at Ultimate. And then I played a bunch of net play.
Yeah, word.
And I think that's what a lot of people feel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on where you're at.
Yeah. Anyways, that's our EVO C-Stick. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed the C-Stick. I felt like it moved really fast. Like we were high-paced, high energy the whole time.
I like it. Yeah. I enjoy this. We are open to feedback, so let us know what you think on the tweeters or in the Discords.
Yep. Yep.
And
so yeah, let us know. Tell us what the next C-Stick should be. I saw a C-Stick that was like rank Melee players by foot size, and I don't want to do that. But I do want you guys to send us suggestions like that.
Yeah.
I do want really dumb, stupid suggestions.
Yep. Maybe we'll do one episode of all the dumb, stupid ideas.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right.
All right. Yep. So we will see you guys. The next time you hear from us will be, I believe, the next C-Stick.
Yeah, because we're going to try and do 3 of them before Full Bloom. And then,
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.